Sunshine here, and welcome back to Energize Your Passion, the place where we recharge our mindset, lift our hearts, and remind ourselves that life isn't meant to be watched from the sidelines, it's meant to be lived. Now, today's conversation is for anyone who has ever opened a travel website and stroll through gorgeous destinations, imagine themselves there, and then quickly close the page because there was nobody to go with. Oh, yes, we're talking about solo travel, but not just any solo travel. We're talking about purposeful solo travel, the kind that rebuilds confidence, clears emotional clutter, reignite excitement, and sometimes even change the direction of your life. Because here's the truth, nobody says enough. Waiting for the right time or the right travel partner has postponed more dreams than fear ever has. And maybe, just maybe, your next breakthrough isn't waiting for someone to join you. Maybe it's waiting for you to go. So get your favorite beverage, get comfy, and let's talk about it. Segment 1: When the desire for solo travel begins. Hey, my beautiful energy seekers, and we're starting at the real beginning of every solo journey, the emotional moment before the booking even happens. Solo travel rarely begins with excitement. It begins with realization. Sometimes that realization sounds like, I need space. I don't even know who I am outside my responsibilities anymore. And that moment is powerful because purposeful solo travel isn't about escaping your life. It's about reconnecting with yourself inside of it. The hidden reason people start wanting to travel alone, let's be real for a second. Most people don't wake up randomly deciding, let me travel alone today. Usually something shifts first. Maybe your kids grew up, your relationship ended, your career burned you out, your friend group got busy, your life started feeling predictable, and suddenly you want something that belongs just to you, not shared, not negotiated, not scheduled around anyone else, just yours. Let's hear from our listeners. Hi, Sunshine. After my youngest left for college, the house became painfully quiet. I realized I've spent 22 years planning life around everyone else. I booked a small solo trip to Savannah just to prove I could. Walking those historic streets alone felt scary the first hour, then incredibly freeing. I felt like I got reintroduced to myself. Lorraine from Tennessee. That sentence hits deep. Reintroduced to myself. That's what intentional solo travel does. It removes the noise so you can hear your own preferences again. What food do you like? What pace you enjoy? What interests you follow? You start performing life and start experiencing it. Our second listener story, Sunshine. I didn't plan to become a solo traveler. My friends kept canceling trips for 3 straight years. Finally, I said forget it and went to San Diego alone. I thought I felt awkward, but honestly, it felt peaceful. No debates about where to eat, no waiting on anyone. Now I take one solo trip every year. Marcus from Illinois. And here's the truth, solo travel doesn't mean you don't love people, it means you finally love yourself enough not to postpone your own life. And speaking of postponing, in the next segment, we need to talk about the biggest roadblock that stops people from ever taking that first solo trip: fear, safety worries, planning confusion, emotional hesitation. Let's break that down next. Segment 2: Breaking Through Fear and Planning with Confidence. Hey, brave hearts, Sunshine back with you. And now we're stepping into the part where dreams either move forward or quietly stay stuck on the wish list. Fear. Oh, yes, fear gets loud when solo travel enters the chat. What if something goes wrong? What if I get lonely? What if I look weird eating alone? What if I regret it? Let me lovingly say, fear loves unanswered questions. Planning gives fear fewer places to hide. The confidence formula for first time solo travelers: not complicated, not overwhelming, just four grounding steps. Step number one: choose easy, not impressive. Your first solo trip is not about posting photos, it's about building confidence, it's about building comfort. Choose direct flights, walkable destinations, well reviewed hotels, places with lots of visitors. Confidence grows through smooth experiences. We have another email from a listener. Hi, Sunshine. My first solo trip was literally just a 2 hour train ride to another city. But navigating that alone gave me so much confidence. Now I've traveled internationally twice solo. Starting small made all the difference. Priya from New Jersey. Step 2: pre book your arrival comfort. Nothing raises anxiety like arriving somewhere tired and confused. Book airport transfer or clear rideshare plan. First night hotel, one simple activity. That's it. Not your entire week, just your landing. We have another listener story. Sunshine. I used to overplan everything. One solo trip I booked every hour and exhausted myself. Now I only book my arrival logistics and one tour. The rest unfolds naturally and is way more fun. Denise from Colorado. Prepared travelers relax. Relax, travelers notice beauty. And once you actually arrive, and that's when the real journey begins, not the sightseeing, the emotional shift. Let's talk about that next. Segment 3: The Emotional Stages of Solo Travel. Hello, my courageous explorers. Sunshine here, and this is the part nobody explains before your first solo trip: the emotions. Because solo travel isn't one feeling, it's a journey of feelings. Stage 1: the arrival reality check. You check in, open your hotel room door, and suddenly it hits. Oh, it's really just me. This moment surprises everyone. Not bad, just real. We have a listener story on that. Let's hear from another listener. We have a listener story that felt just that. Sunshine. My first solo night in New York felt intimidating. I almost ordered room service just to avoid going out alone. But I pushed myself to walk to a nearby restaurant. Nobody stared. Nobody cared. I had an amazing meal and realized the fear was all in my head. Kelly from Florida. Stage 2, the adjustment window. By day 2 or 3, you find your rhythm. You stop feeling watched, you start feeling capable. We have a listener story on that. Hi, Sunshine. Day 1 of my solo trip, I felt awkward. Day 3, I felt unstoppable. I was navigating trains, finding cafes, exploring museums like I've lived there for years. Something shifted inside me permanently. Andre from Maryland. And that shift, that's where people get hooked on solo travel. Because once you prove to yourself you can handle unfamiliar places, you stop doubting yourself in familiar ones. And now that you understand the emotional transformation, let's talk about designing a solo trip that truly feeds your soul, not just fills your camera roll. Segment 4, creating a trip that matches your life season. Hey, radiant travelers, Sunshine here, and let's talk about something important. Not every solo trip should be adventurous. Not every solo trip should be social. Not every solo trip should be busy. The best solo trip is the one your current life actually needs. Ask yourself one honest question. What do I need most right now? Right now, at this moment. Not what looks cool, not what influencers suggest, what you need. If you're emotionally drained, choose rest. If you feel stuck, choose exploration. If you feel lonely, choose structure group tours. If you feel curious, choose cultural heavy cities. Purpose turned travel into transformation. And our next listener story will hit that. Sunshine. I thought I needed excitement, but what I actually needed was silence. I booked a quiet mountain lodge alone and spent 3 days journaling and walking. It reset my mental health completely. Hannah from Vermont. Let's hear another listener story. Hi, Sunshine. I purposely joined a small cooking class travel tour because I didn't want to be isolated. By the end of the week, I had new friends and a new hobby. Choosing a purpose based trip changed everything. Louise from Arizona. And speaking of trips that change everything, let me take you into one of the most important travel moments of my own life. Because my first solo trip, ooh wee, it was messy, emotional, nervous, and unforgettable. Coming up next, let's talk about Cancun. Segment 5, Sunshine's Cancun story, plus some key lessons to take away. Hey, my Energize Your Passion family, Sunshine here. And before we close today, I want to bring this whole conversation home with something personal because I wasn't always confident traveling alone, not even close. My first solo trip was to Cancun in my mid 20s. I remember booking that ticket and feeling bold right up until departure week. Then suddenly my brain went, "What are you doing? What are you doing? You're going to a beach destination alone." At the airport, I kept wondering if everyone noticed. When the shuttle driver asked, "Just you?" I looked at him and I said, confidently, "Yes, just me." I felt my confidence wobble. but I wasn't going to let him see me wobble. But the next morning, everything changed. I woke up early, walked onto the beach, soft sunrise, warm air, waves rolling in slowly. And for the first time in years, nobody needed anything from me. Yes, nobody expected anything. Nobody influenced the day. It was just mine. That day, I tried snorkeling, talked with travelers from 3 different countries, ate lunch by the ocean, watched the sunset in total peace. And somewhere in between sunrise and sunset, I stopped feeling alone and started feeling strong. Let me say this: you will bloom outside your comfort zone. Don't ask for permission. Don't wait for anyone to travel with you. Start your solo journey today. As a 20 something year old, the things I learned were: number one, your reason matter more than your destination. Number two, starting small builds a lifelong confidence. Look at me now. Number three, awkward moments are temporary. They are. Number four, purposeful travel creates emotional breakthroughs. And number five, independence grows through lived experiences. If this episode lit even the tiniest spark inside of you, don't ignore it. Open one travel site today. Save one destination. Start one travel fund for the future. One small step is how every life changing journey begins. And if this episode gave you courage, comfort, or excitement, share Energize Your Passion with someone who needs that push. Leave a 5-star review so more listeners searching for confidence and positive energy can find this show. And tell me, where will your solo journey begin? Because your email might be the next story I read right here. Until next time, keep your energy high, your heart open, and your passion leading the way. This is Sunshine, signing off.